host back on the Boss Man Show, joined by my brother. He over there going I-20, up 78 to Memphis, 901. The man himself, the king of karaoke, the city of Memphis, J.C. Smith. What's good, my good brother? The city of Memphis, the M-Town, baby.
901 Shelby Drive, look alive. What's going on, boss?
Bruh, I'm loving the NBA phrase, bro. I saw the Grizz made another move as we talked last week. They traded for Garrett Temple. They got rid of Deontay Davis, who I think Deontay Davis looked like a female sometime, but I ain't gonna go there. But beat McLemore and sending out some cash. Got a pick out of it, Sacramento did. So how like this trade for the Grizz? How's Garrett Temple help the Grizz this season? And are you feeling more confident about the Grizz' record going this season? Maybe just missing playoffs, barely missing the playoffs, maybe. Maybe hitting an 8 spot, potentially not being in the lottery. So far down the lottery this year.
You know what? I think the consensus is now, of course, when the season ended, we would have 22 wins, something like that, one of the worst teams in the league. And there was really no hope going forward. Considering the fact that we got the 4th pick, we thought we were going to miss out on, of course, we're going to miss out on Ayton, miss out on Doncic, miss out on Bagley. But it seems like, the sun is the sun is shining now on the Grizzlies at this point. As far as the moves they've made, Jaren Jackson, JJJ, or as we like to call him, Black Boy J3. He's been a revelation, in summer league. It looks like he could possibly be the best rookie in this class when it's all said and done. He's been awesome so far. The Grizz have made some, very kind of slick, under the radar type of free agent moves, bringing in a Cal Anderson from San Antonio. Our guy, Caspi, yeah, bringing in Caspi, another wing to come in and help bolster this roster, and then to bring in Garrett Temple and to shed 2 horrible signings the Grizz made by drafting Deontay Davis, which was a total mistake, and also signing Ben McLemore like we did last year, and and he was a guy that I knew was going to strike out here because he is who he is. He's just an athlete, and nothing more than that. And like I said, to make those moves and to kind of just bolster the roster a little bit, boss, I wouldn't be surprised if the Grizz are able to double their win total from last year and to kind of flirt with making the playoffs and maybe finish as a 9th seed or 10th seed. But if healthy, this roster could win 40 games.
Yeah, now they get rid of Parsons' contract because he's worthless.
That'd be the last piece of the puzzle there. Once you're able to shed Parsons' contract, I think it's going to take a while for the Grizz to get back to the years of old, as far as the playoff years, but they'll be on their way, man. So that's the last piece of the puzzle there. Got to get rid of Parsons' contract.
Now let me ask this, bro. Now I know this is a little far out, but what about the Marc Gasol and Mike Conley contracts?
Now, yeah, I think what's going to happen with that, depending on what the Grizz are doing, towards the All-Star break, towards the trade deadline, if this team is winning games and, things are looking up, I think they hold on. You hold on to Mark and Mike. But if you're, one of the laughing stocks of the league again, like we were last year, and, you're losing tons of games, man, I think at that point you have to go ahead and make a move on either one of those guys, man.
Yes, indeed. Now, making us made a move. The Spurs made a move. So did the Toronto Raptors. This trade that went down, you got Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green going to Toronto. Protected first round pick, 1 through 20. He's protected. Pirtle and DeMar DeRozan. Seemed like the Masai Ujiri want to get off of that contract of DeMar DeRozan very bad. Because think about this, Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green, both expiring contracts. And DeMar DeRozan got 3 years of the DeMar DeRozan in San Antonio if you want to see his first round pick in Jacob Pirtle. What are your thoughts on this trade? And do you feel like the Spurs didn't want to trade Kawhi in the Western Conference? Now he can pretty much walk to LA in the offseason. I don't think Masai Ujiri can convince him to stay in Toronto. I don't think that's going to happen. This is a 1-year run on just to get off their contract.
Now, we all said that about Paul George also, thinking that he was just a rental you know what I'm saying, for Oklahoma City, and that he was going to be on his way to L.A.
He
after
is
a year.
stupid.
But we all saw what happened with that, yeah. But, I mean, who's to say? You know,
Well, I'm gonna tell you a
I'm
story
not,
about that,
yeah.
bro. I'm gonna get you there. Remember, Paul George agent is Julius Randle's agent. That was probably the agent getting back at the Lakers, but not giving his guy Julius an extension and playing with
Man,
fire with the cap.
you never
Remember,
know.
they share the same
You
agent.
never
Remember that.
know.
That's why remember that
Yep,
they
that's
didn't
a
get a
good
meeting.
point. That's a great point, boss. You know what I'm saying? And, like, who's to say? You know, Kawhi, of course, you know, probably unhappy right now. But, I mean, you go up to Toronto and like I said, and also Toronto, the way they were set up now, you know DeMar DeRozan, I'm not going to say he's a choke artist, but he's just not – he's not ideal as far as being a clutch player in the postseason. And then we all know about Kyle Lowry's struggles in previous postseasons. Like, we knew at their best they were a 50-win team, but as long as LeBron James was in the Eastern Conference, you weren't going to get past LeBron. So why not? If Kawhi is fully healthy, it's an upgrade over DeMar DeRozan. And you talk about a guy who's going to bring it on the offensive and defensive end. There's no question about his clutch gene come postseason time. You know what I'm saying? So why not take a chance? And if it's a one-year rental, it's a one-year rental, but if you're somehow able to compete with Boston, you know, and get to the conference finals, and I'm not saying they're going to beat Boston, but I'll take my chances, man. And then, just, you know, kind of to see where Kawhi, how he feels, you know, towards the end of the year next year. You know, I don't think it's a bad move at all, man. And then I think San Antonio is actually going to get, you know, the lesser end of this deal. Even though you got DeMar DeRozan, you know, contract and everything for 3 years, I really think DeMar DeRozan is going to be so butthurt about this. And I don't see him, even though DeMar DeRozan is not, you know, a problem or a character or locker room guy, I don't see him necessarily fitting in with the San Antonio way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
I think it'll be problems like that.
You got Rudy Gay. You got some other wings there. You got LaMarcus Aldridge. There's a lot of duplication in San Antonio right now. So are they going to play big now and put Powell back and start line up now? Or play Rudy Gay with DeMar DeRozan go small? I mean, San Antonio's roster to me is flawed. We can lose Anderson to Memphis. You lose, Tony Parker. I mean, to me, the Spurs, while they got Popovich, they're just they're at the bottom 4 of the West, if at best. They could be out of the playoffs. I mean, to me, in the West, there's so many teams that can make it based just on the rosters alone that they can compete for that bottom spot in the Western Conference. So it's just like they're taking a step back. And I must say, bro, the trade to me again helps Golden State. It kind of gives them the West even more.
Exactly, man. Like you said, like I was just basically shaved. Let the pieces fall. You know what I'm saying? Let the pieces fall, and then whatever happens, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not mad at all at Toronto for making that move, man. And basically San Antonio, as the days went by, you know, you were lessening the value of Kawhi anyway. So, you know, it was really, you know, the perfect timing for it, man.
Exactly. And if you're Toronto, you get off of that DeRozan contract. That's very important.
Yeah, man.
Get off that contract. And then think about this in Toronto. Their salary for next year is $124 million already guaranteed. $134 million already guaranteed.
Right.
When you throw in, you got Lowry at $31 million. Ibaka at 21.6. Valanciunas at 16.5, bruh. Like, whew. I would not want my money tied up in those 3 players. Lowry, Ibaka, and Valanciunas. Not good.
Man, yeah.
I mean,
you know, but it is
what
it is,
in the Eastern Conference, though.
Yeah.
But, bro, okay, the Eastern Conference, you still put them as 3 behind Boston and Philly?
I think so. You know, and like I said, but you know what? I think a healthy Kawhi, you may be able to beat Philly. You're not going to beat Boston. But I think you may be able to beat Philly with a healthy Kawhi, man, if they were to meet in the playoffs.
Do you think he pulls a fake injury and doesn't play because he's mad?
Nah, man. I think he's gonna ball out this year, man. Like, I think Kawhi he's going to be, like he was the year before, against the Grizz in the playoffs, where he was just like the Terminator. You know what I'm saying? And we couldn't do anything with him. He was just that awesome, man. Like, I think he's going to return, to that Kawhi Leonard, man. I think it was just a bad situation for him in San Antonio. He didn't feel like he could trust the organization, players, talking about him and all that. It was one of them, I think he's just a very, very sensitive, type of guy, man. You know what I'm saying? If that's going on in the locker room, that's going to affect him, and now he's not going to want to play for you in that situation, man.
Bro, let me ask this before we get to close up here, bro. Marcus Smart, if you was him, would you take the qualifying offer and sign it, or would you take the 4 years, $50 million Boston offering him right now? If you're Smart, would you wait for next year, or would you take the 4 years, $50 million right now?
I'll wait till next year. I mean, you always look at as much money as you can, but he could, have another great year and then really kind of, max out his worth next year, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he can command top dollar. I think Marcus Smart is a great piece on anybody's team, man. And he's definitely a championship type of player, man, that you could definitely add to your team, and he brings so much toughness and and just the little things, man. He almost puts you in the mind of like a grit and grind type of player. You know what I'm saying? He would fit in well with the Grizz, man, if we had, the money, i.e., get rid of Chandler Parsons' contract to, sign a guy like that, man. But I take him on my team anytime.
And final one for you, Jabari Parker to the Bulls, like their deal to it's pretty a 1 year $20 contract with team option for $20 million on the Bulls end. Do you like the deal for the Bulls and Parker? Do you think he would get that anywhere else but Chicago?
That is crazy. Like, this guy's had what, two microfracture surgery? Not one, but two. I like Jabari Parker, but now I know 2 years, $40 million though. Like, that's crazy. Hey, more power to him though, man. I need his agent.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Well, bro, for the close out, talk to us about going on at Clicks Sports Bar and Billiards tonight, man. What's going on tonight for the Three Kings? What you got going for the people?
Yo, once again, man, it's our anniversary month, 4 years. We've been doing this karaoke thing, so we're going to get it in tonight. Free before 10, $5 after 10, man. Some of the best food, the best mixed drinks, man. We just the best at everything, man. Best karaoke, best sports bar, man. That's how we do it at Clicks, man. Each and every Saturday night, so it's going down tonight. Come through, man. Check out your boy.
No doubt, folks. It's a man, J.C. Smith. We went around the lead on the Bossman show. Bruh, had a great time. I got to get to Memphis real soon. But y'all getting better, man. I'll be there sooner than you think, brother. But y'all getting better degrees. I'll be there sooner than you think, man. Like if I get a credential. But I'll be there.
Man, you the fool, man. Appreciate you, Bob.
All right, my hearts, bro.
All right, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.
All right, folks, it's time for this reality report on the Bossman show with Jay Monique. Follow Reality Intercepted. Get all the news and reality tea you love and enjoy. So I'll turn with Jay Monique to give you this week's reports, and I'm pretty sure she'll have some stuff on the Love and Hip Hop reunion and the non-participants in the reunion. Insider, what's good, Jay?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Oh, everything's everything. I'm glad I have a real job, not a fake one like other people. That's all.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not copying other men's hairstyles either. You know, that's all.
I would hope not.
What a bad take that is.
Yeah, it is.
But what you got for this week?
Well, first, Candy Burris with the her new show, Candy Coated Night. So recently she had explained to fans what the Mile High Club means. Apparently there's some saying involved with her show about the Mile High Club.
Mm-hmm.
So Candy Coated Night, it's pretty much an educational show, but it's mostly on like the sex type of part of it. So she posted on Instagram what the Mile High Club really means. And if you're part of the Mile High Club, that means that you had sex on an airplane before. I didn't even know that.
Is it actual sex, intercourse, or are you talking about getting topped off?
No, I think that they mean actual intercourse.
Because I've got topped off on an airplane. I haven't.
Listen at you like you trying to be part of the Mile High Club.
Does she mean like the intercourse or getting topped off? Yeah, I've gotten topped off. So I'm not a member, I guess.
Yeah, so if you've ever done it on an airplane before, you are part of the Mile High Club.
Nice.
Yep. And the next thing is Real Housewives of Potomac. And as I've said before, that is one of the most slept-on franchises out of all the franchises. Most people are involved with Real Housewives of Atlanta or Real Housewives of New York and so on and so forth. Y'all really need to watch Potomac, like for real, because they are a trip. Like, it's all the way lit on Real Housewives of Potomac. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but Monique Samuels, in my opinion, she's one of the most prettiest ladies on there. They stay hating on Monique Samuels. So the other cast member on the show, her name is Giselle Bryant, and they recently went to this place called Cannes, France, for Monique Samuels' birthday weekend or whatever it was. So despite the fact that Giselle and Monique don't like each other, Monique was still nice enough to invite Giselle anyway. And in spite of that, Giselle still nitpicked. Like, you know when somebody doesn't like somebody, they just nitpick every single thing that they do?
You got that right.
Yeah, so while they were on the airplane, Monique decided that she wanted to upgrade to first class while on the airplane. So this Giselle character, she decides to complain about it. That, oh, well, we went all on this trip together, and Monique leaves everybody to go to first class. I'm thinking, in my opinion, I believe it's her money. If she wants to upgrade to first class, it's her birthday. She didn't have to invite you in the first place. Shut up.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that is terrible. I mean, nobody's going to tell me what to do with my own money.
Sure.
And then, after they got to France, Monique still was trying to be nice to Giselle, and asked her if she wanted to upgrade to the suite that she has over at the hotel. Giselle gladly takes the suite, and yet still decides to still diss Monique about pretty much everything. I call it hating. I think she's hating, honestly.
You know, women tend to hate more than men hate, it seems like. It just seems like the female hate, especially on TV, is just at an all-time high, and it goes to different levels that you never would think in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with you. A lot of women have an issue with being happy for somebody, like another woman. If another woman is doing good, it bothers them and gets them so unhinged. And instead of congratulating, they would rather just hate the woman for no reason. See, Monique Samuel, she owns 4 homes, and she's only like 34, 35 years old. Younger, and she's younger than Giselle. That's not bad, and all her homes are paid off, apparently.
Wow.
Yes, and they're not some little small homes either. All those homes are big. So Giselle, there's like a little blog where they kind of update what their thoughts are. So one of the things that Giselle put on the blog, she put, "I get it. If I've said it once, I will say it 1,000 times. All Monique does is talk about me. I guess obsession is a form of flattery. And obviously that pancake sit down did not go very well. I'm glad the pancakes were good at this breakfast because nothing else was." So pretty much she's trying to flip the script on Monique, saying all Monique does is talk about her all the time. I've actually watched the show, watched the season. Monique barely even talks about Giselle. She's minding her own thing. She's getting her business off the ground and things like that. So, I mean, this woman's delusional.
Sound like she needs Jesus.
She needs Jesus, holy water, and a whole entire exorcism.
She needs the whole river. She needs the Potomac River.
I can't.
Needs the Potomac
He
River.
says she needs all of Potomac River.
Like another. I keep it in that town. No names mentioned. Take a dive and a leap in that river, Monique Samuels. You jabroni.
Yeah, she just needs to leave Miss Monique Samuels alone. And I'm going to move on to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Faith Evans and CBJ are now married.
Did not know that. I'll need to text him about this.
According to TMZ, they tied the knot in their Las Vegas hotel room Tuesday night, surrounded by family and friends, after applying for their marriage license in Clark County. They did. They sure did. Yeah, in Vegas.
Damn, I wasn't invited.
You were not invited.
Damn shame.
That is a shame. Yeah, Faith Evans and CBJ are married.
Well, they've been messing around off and on for years, so it's not surprising. They can't resist each other. It's not surprising. Same way Jock can't resist Carly.
Right.
They can't leave each other alone. Well, that song by Young Jeezy, "Can't Leave You Alone," that's it. What's going on at reunion that I did not watch? Well, talk to me about it.
The reunion. Apparently, Spice called out Tommy for her lack of accountability for her unprofessional behavior, is what happened. And pretty much part 2 of the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 7 reunion was a lot more chilled out than last week. Tommy and Spice almost had a physical altercation. And, of course, with most reality shows, the security crew comes out early. They don't let them fight. Sometimes they just need to let these people just fight. Even just let them hit each other a couple of times and then intervene. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah. I mean, they're obviously holding the stuff in. Isn't it a little bit healthier to just let it out a little bit?
Yeah, always good to hit somebody, knock them out. I'm all for that. Knock a sucker's ass out, please.
Absolutely. And Spice told Tommy that she has a nasty attitude and that people are constantly skirting around it instead of telling her about it itself or herself, which enables her bad behavior. So she's basically saying whoever Tommy is hanging around with is not being real with her and telling her straight up, like, hey, listen, chill.
Well,
and Spice, she feels she's the only one being upfront with her.
Somebody tell her having a pig as a pet. Having a pig for a pet is a bad take.
It is a very bad take. That's disgusting, first of all.
Like, pigs are not pets. They're animals that should be in a zoo or a farm, not in your home. But I'm noticing more and more people having these stupid animals as pets. Pigs. They're not pets. They're stupid zoo animals and farm animals. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Now, I know this is a little random. How were the bad wigs and bad eyebrows at the reunion? How many bad wigs and bad eyebrows were there?
I can't really say because I wasn't really paying attention that much, to be honest with you, to how their eyebrows were done or how their wigs were done, to be honest with you.
I'm more interested in these bad eyebrows and bad wigs. This seems to bring me, like, I just enjoy how these women think they look so good with their bad eyebrows and bad wigs on. Like, what? You're not even cute. You're just terrible. You should fire your makeup artist. Or
Oh,
your fashion
gosh.
designer. Pathetic. Or your hair, what's the hair person called? Cosmetologist or whatever she saw, stylist.
Hairstylist?
Yeah, terrible. Bad, they're sewn in the bad wig. They created a bad wig off. This is terrible. And also, yeah, bad lip gloss and lipstick too. Another bad thing as well from reunions.
Mm-hmm.
So what all they? So it was real chill. Now looking at this season, Jay. What purpose did Erica Minachik serve being down here?
Honestly, I don't really know.
I mean, for what I've heard you talk about this up, you tell me, season was pretty boring. It wasn't nothing to season other than Rashida got back with Kurt. He saw the baby. She already saw the baby before. And what was else there to it?
Yep. Oh, and also, by the way, the ratings for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta fell 25% without Jocelyn Hernandez.
Of course it did.
So even if people don't like Jocelyn Hernandez, whether they like her or not, she was bringing that fire to the show. Even though she caused drama with this one and that one, the show's losing the ratings now without her on there.
Yeah, it really wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the same this year. I can say that much.
Yeah, it really wasn't. I mean, when Jocelyn was having Stevie J's baby, the whole drama with the DNA test and this and that was drama right there. Now it's like she gone, so it's like you don't have that drama with her.
It's just boring. There's no storylines since Rashida Becker Kurt, he's met the baby. You can't use that no more. I mean,
right.
It's like, where do you go from here for next season? Who do you bring in? You tried that Minna chick, she didn't do it.
Right, exactly.
So we shall see on the reality report next week. So Jay, good job as always. So you fill us in real tight with the reality news. We'll talk to you next week, all right?
Alrighty.
Folks, reality report on the Bossman Show.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success, and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
fellas, back on the Bossman Show. Time for one of your favorites here on the Bossman Show, the classic Boss and Bone segments. They are returning to the Bossman Show weekly. Boss and Bone will be with you, either bringing you the Boss Report and bringing you a topic around the world of sports. This week, we're going to do a little different this week. We're going to go NBA first, then the NFL, talk about some real-life stuff after this segment, too. But first, we'll talk the NBA. Bone, glad to have you on the show, man. How excited are you to have the Boss and Bone segments return once more? The classics from back in the day, man.
Oh, man, it's reunited and it feels so good. I'm glad to be back, brother.
Yes, indeed. Well, my good brother, as we have talked about off the air, the trade of Dennis Schroeder finally happened, Dave Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks trade Dennis Schroeder and to the OKC Thunder for Carmelo Anthony, your boy who you know, Justin Anderson from the Sixers, 2022 first-round draft pick, top 14 protected, and the Sixers get Mike Muscala, a Hawk fan favorite, and the OKC gets Timothy Luau-Cabarrot from Philadelphia. Yeah. So this three-team trade, Bone, how do you handicap this three-team trade? Who won this trade? Who lost it? How do you think this will benefit all teams going forward, brother?
Well, I think the immediate two winners are OKC and the Hawks, and also Melo, because Melo still going to get his money. As long as I know Melo and Carmelo, Melo loves his money. And that's not a knock. That's not a bad thing. I have told him for that. He's kind of like Revis, where he wants all his money, and he will never settle for buyouts and anything of such. So kudos to Melo for always playing the system right. I think OKC is probably the best winner because they do get a very serviceable backup point guard and shooter who I like. And they also save that tax money where they save about $75 million off Melo's contract. So I think the Thunder, I think they did pretty well there. And Hawks, because it's a reset. As you said before, off the air, it's a total reset for Atlanta. They're trying to eliminate and erase all of Bud's memory from that franchise. And trying to get rid of as many Bud guys as possible because he also screwed them from the lottery pick in this past year's draft. So the Hawks win because they're trying to start anew, they're trying to start fresh, and they're getting rid of salaries and trying to make themselves more serviceable in the future.
And the Hawks are also waiving Antonius Cleveland to make the math work. So they've waived today. Jalen Morris got waived today. So the smoke screen went up when I saw that Jalen Morris got waived. They're trying to get clear cap space for that Melo trade. Then Cleveland must be released. So the Hawks now have the $4.49 million room exception, and probably they'll split up and sign some guys to, minimum contracts. The Hawks don't want to pay nobody. The Hawks just want to lose and get draft picks, man. The Hawks ain't trying to be good anytime soon. The Hawks want to lose every game possible.
Absolutely, and it's as you see, it's been the way to go in the NBA as of late. In past years, it's all started with the process in Philly. The Knicks are now trying to do it here in New York. The same team in Brooklyn is trying to do the same thing with the rebuild, and now Atlanta. So it's way of the world right now in the NBA. The Kings also are in that group. The teams are trying to look bad and lose a lot of games to get as many ping pong chances as possible and to garner as much salary cap as possible. Even though these teams aren't really attractive to free agents, really, these teams are going to try as hard for this.
Get this: the Hawks will have $51 million next summer for bad contracts. So I got to look at whose contracts are bad that the Hawks can absorb next offseason. See who will be Atlanta Hawk for a day and get waived.
Yeah,
a Hawk for a day and get waived, man. Yeah. That's terrible. Like Rasheed Wallace, a Hawk for a game and got waived.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm still searching on eBay for that Hawks jersey. And so anyone out there listening, please hit me up because I need that Rasheed Wallace jersey.
Man, but the Thunder, man, a $15 million backup point guard. Ooh, that's ugly.
Yeah, you know what? I think in their eyes, in the way that it helps their roster, it's almost like, this much attraction. They lose Melo and his iso ball, and they lose that big salary, and they get back a pretty big salary in the backup point guard, but it's still nowhere near Melo's money. So I get what they're trying to do. I think now the spacing is better now with the Westbrook and Paul George, and actually get more touch with Steven Adams, who is proving to be a pretty assertive guy, in the offense when we had an opportunity. So I think it makes sense for OKC. As you said, it is pretty hefty price to take for a backup point guard.
And Schroeder is what Westbrook is, a pick and roll point guard. So the offense doesn't change much with him in the game. But Ray Felton, I feel for that guy. He took less good by the OKC that he could have got on open market, and now he's the third point guard behind Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, I've always felt bad for Ray Felton. He's almost like a tragic NBA figure for me, because when I was here, here in New York with the Knicks, he played pretty well, and he really enjoyed his time in New York. And then he gets traded in the deal for Melo from Denver to New York. So it's almost like he never really gets the opportunity to find a real home for himself. And he still even had a good bargain here for OKC. And now he's almost kind of blindsided. As you said, he took less to come back to OKC, and now he's probably third string.
Yeah. Think about how much money they spending in point guard. Westbrook salary for Dennis Schroeder. Man, that's and Ray Felton's $2.4 million. Man, there has to be about $50 million in point guards, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a glut. There's definitely an overload on salary portion of the point guard position for OKC. It kind of reminds you of when Timberwolves. Remember they had Johnny Flynn and they had Rubio, and you get adding point guards to the roster. It almost doesn't make sense to have so many point guards in a roster. But so I almost tend to believe that something else also happened for OKC as far as getting that glut at point guard position.
Bone, Jeremy Lin got traded to the Hawks. I don't believe he'll be here past the trade deadline. I believe he'll be flipped.
Now, Jeremy Lin is...
I think he'll get flipped for an asset. Jeremy I don't think he'll be here the whole year.
Oh, yeah. He is definitely one of those guys where he's always looked upon as an expiring contract or flip contract. His time has come. His time has come and passed. I saw firsthand in the whole insanity, but his time has come and passed. He's now sort of an afterthought. He's now thought of as that guy where he is almost like an add-in or a throw into a deal because of cap purposes now.
Exactly. And speaking of the cap, Marcus Smart's contract, 4 years, $52 million. Yeah, he's a perfect tradable asset. That he has a good tradable contract.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys right now that are finding out that it's going to be a cold summer for some of them, for most of the players. That these guys might not be happy with their deals currently constituted, but they're enticing to other teams as far as assets to acquire.
And Bone, I called this more than a year ago that this is going to happen, and people didn't believe me. Look what happened this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough. Unless your name ends in James or your name ends in George, there's really been a cold spell as far as the betting spree for NBA players. And as you said, you called it last year that winter is coming, and it's going to be a harsh summer for a lot of guys. A lot of guys who are good players, not great, guys who normally would get these crazy deals, and they're not getting it this year.
It's crazy when agents and players don't listen to me. They need to come out and tell me you were right. Yeah, I was right. I mean, I know the cap. I know what money. You had no chance this year.
Exactly, yeah. And like I said, if you're not a superstar or even a star player, if you're kind of in that, that okay or good player, you're not going to get paid this year. And the best bet is to take these one-year deals and test it next year.
And even with the trades that's happening, it's more so teams moving money around. It's not because Philadelphia took a salary dump in Wilson Chandler's contract, and Brooklyn took on Fareed. The Hawks taking on Melo. The Kings, they tried with Jabari Parker. They tried with Zach LaVine. But think about it, Bone. Even the trade market for salary dumps has been dry because people are like, why try to dump salary when this contract going to expire anyway? Why put assets for when I can eat this contract for a year and start over?
Exactly. And it's not a very good market. And you called it last year. It has not been a very good market for these players. And a lot of them probably thought or didn't think it would be this way. And now it's almost like a harsh reality where teams are just moving or making moves just simply to have a better cap space or a better roster as far as guys who coming in cheap, because this is just not a very good summer for anyone really. And I mean, except unless you're Golden State, who works the cap massively every summer, a lot of these teams are in limbo.
And I feel like Jamal Crawford, I know I opted out his contract in Minnesota. He won't play for Tibbs anymore in long practices. I get it. $4.5 million to be miserable, I get it. But I'm surprised he has not got a contract.
Yeah, and considering he is the Team of the Year award and the NBA honors, whatever it was, he's one of the best guys in NBA on the court, off the court, point blank. One of the best guys I've ever dealt with in any professional sports team. He was here in New York with the Knicks. He was phenomenal to talk to. He was always gracious. He was a great teammate. He was always beloved. I never heard anything bad about him from other teammates. Even off record, he was always that guy where guys that other teammates loved to be around with. And even though he's kind of a gunner, he was never thought of as a selfish player among other players and his other teammates. He's just a very good guy and a very good player, and still his age, he's a very serviceable sixth man. So it is odd to see that he is also right now out of the team right now.
Yes, indeed. Well, folks, that's the free agency segment here on the Bossman Show, Boss and Bone segment. We're going to come back after the break, talk about NFL. We got some NFL protest news. We got an NFL GM getting a slight sense on a black player. So we're going to talk about how the difference in sentencing works. So we're going to talk about that all. Boss and Bone, we back. Eddie on the Bossman Show. Stick tight, people. We coming back. Boss Bone after the break. Stay with us. Boss Man Show.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
All right, folks, back in the Boss Man Show, Boss and Bone segment. Just talked about NBA free agency. We're going to change this topic up a little bit here, talk about the NFL. And Bone, the anthem protest is back in the news this week with the Miami Dolphins. Said they will discipline players who protested on the national anthem with suspensions, fines, and or both. And Bone, just on hearing that story, what is your take on Stephen Ross, who first came out the previous year, I support the players' right to protest and express themselves and what's going on in that community. And all of a sudden, he changed his tune. And you know why he changed his tune? He's known that jackass in D.C. for 30 years who got to him. And now he's cracking the whip like the slave master he is. I said it. Yes, I said it.
Oof. Yeah, a lot of these owners are being bullied for some reason by the guy in D.C., and I have no idea why they even listen to him because he's out of his lane. He's really way out of his lane. Trump has no control over what happens in the NFL, the private entity, but he's doing the pander to his people, and he's bullying these owners. For the most part, a lot of them, obviously, a great deal of them were probably voters of his, supporters of his. But there are some that weren't, that didn't vote for him, but they're being bullied also because they're going along with the flow of things. And like I said, if you are silent, you are complicit to everything. So these owners that have no spine, that don't want to back, that don't want to shoot back at Trump and at other owners who are trying to bully them as well, it's sickening. And to see Ross now do a 180 is really disheartening.
And a tweet from Dave Zirin here, Bone. This is a great tweet. Imagine if the players said they was raising their fist or taking a knee as just to support our troops. Owners would have swooned. It isn't about the anthem. It's just about silencing black voices who's being raised against the police violence. NFL loves black bodies, black minds, not so much. What a great tweet.
Yeah, Dave is always on point. Dave has no filter. I love when he comes out there and he puts people on blast. It's an accurate statement when you think about it. I mean, just think that all these times when these fans and these politicians and the like, and they tell these athletes, stick to sports. We only want you to entertain us. Just go out there and shuck and jive for us, and that's all they really want. But when a guy raises his voice and says and tries against injustices, I mean, then they say, "Oh, well, he's rocking the boat. Just stick to sports. Don't talk about anything that I don't care about or doesn't affect me." And it's disgusting because no one tells J.J. Watt to stick to sports when he's out there helping Houston, the floods. But they're telling these guys to stick to sports when the people are being shot and harassed on a daily basis. Disgusting.
Exactly. And, I really want to read us something from Martin Luther King here. Here it is. Martin Luther King talked about the white moderates versus the white conservatives and how he disappointed in them, and it's just disappointing to see a lot of these people in the NFL are white moderates and white conservatives who just want it to stay the same, and we can't do that. And I really want to read Dr. King's statement here. This is what it says, Bone. He said, I've almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling, blocking the stride towards freedom, is not the White Citizens Council, white nationalists, or the Ku Klux Klan, white supremacists, but the white moderate and white conservatives who are more devoted to order than to justice, Bone. And what a lot of NFL fans are, Bone, there are those white moderate, those white conservatives who want you just to do it at the right time, or just wait it out, or you can do. I mean, we all have the same opportunities. It's not a difference in how you. It's not an equality difference. I mean, we're given the same opportunities. It's those. That's NFL's customer that he's talking about, who don't understand the plight. That's why they boo it. That's why they don't get it. That's why they protest, because they don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're inconvenienced by the fight for justice, and to me that is awful and despicable to have that. And I've talked to many friends like that, who don't want to be bothered with the protesting. They don't want their athletes to be heard, only seen. And we've had many discussions, even heated ones, behind closed doors, my friends and I. So it's like I said, when you are silent or indifferent, you are complicit, and that's how I told my friends the same thing. Because This is a fight that everyone should be behind. Injustice is a thing that everyone should be behind. And it shouldn't come at a convenient time to fight it. It should come at a time where it makes people uncomfortable, because that's when change really happens.
Exactly. And for it to change, it takes those who are in power to change it. And
Exactly.
the whites are in power in America right now. Now, in 2043, this will be a majority minority country. But right now, whites are still in power. And it takes whites to back their minority brothers and sisters to push the fight forward. Not allow that segment of the white community or to get those silent white moderates and white conservatives to speak out about right and wrong, not the status quo. And
Exactly.
I'm gonna say this, Bone. I might have some listeners out here who are white conservatives. I don't understand the white conservatives or the white moderates who call us evangelicals. Because how can you be of the Lord and of God, and you see injustice of the minorities and blacks, and you sit there and do nothing, or you're fine what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
It don't add up to me.
I agree.
Don't add up.
No, that doesn't. Does not. No, it doesn't.
How come a Christian evangelical when you
all.
are okay with what's happening to your minority brothers and sisters? When you're okay voting for people who suppress their vote, suppress them in their communities, don't give them enough resources to get out of a situation, that predicament. Give them education, enough tools to join you where you're at.
Right.
But no, you're fine with them being 50 yards behind you, because you don't want them to catch up and pass you. Because remember, that jackass in D.C. is elected because of white fear. He stroked white fear in the culture wars and put that 40% of that ridiculous jackass base he has against everybody else. But it's more of us than it is of them. So it's about voting our numbers, getting out and pushing back against that wacky lunatic friends group of people that supports that jackass in the White House right now.
Yeah, well, he's in the White House right now because of the very outdated and racial electoral college system. That right there is the main thing. That's the electoral college is so outdated and racist, and it was made for racism. That's why he's in the office as it is right now. So it's just disheartening to see that such a small pocket of haters out there, they're now controlling so much.
Amen to that. And speaking of the anthem policy, Bone, Jarrell K said he's prepared to take his fine, violate the anthem policy. More players should take his stand. Just fine me. Because guess what? If you keep fining them, it's going to be backlash against you. Like, call their bluff. I like it.
Yeah, it's going to be a hellacious fight if the Dolphins actually suspend some of the players for this. It's going to be a crazy fight with the NFLPA and with public sentiment. I can't see that going that way. So Jarrell Casey is right that he should call their bluff. He should listen and say, you know what, I'll take the fine because it's going to happen for 16 weeks. So get ready for a national bleep storm out there. And it's something that Goodell and the owners will not want to have. They don't want to have this every Sunday where their players are getting fines for something that shouldn't be finable in the first place. So if that happens, I can only imagine negative backlash towards the NFL as it is. It has its own backlash as it is to have further backlash when you're fining guys for standing up against injustice. How does that make you look if you're the NFL and you're fining players for standing up against injustice?
Exactly. What a world we live in, where fight for injustice is wrong when a country is founded on protest. And last topic, speaking of injustice, Arizona Cardinals general manager Steve Keim was sentenced to 2 days in jail and 7 days of house arrest for an extreme DUI charge in Arizona. He's a white GM. black player, Michael Floyd, was sentenced to 24 days in jail and 96 days of home detention for the same infraction 2017, Bone. That is, to me, sentence inequality. It goes back to statistics that white people are sentenced lesser than blacks are in this country, and whites want to deny that. Those white marginal conservatives who argue with you and I about our positions on these topics want to argue this point, but it's clear as day right here. Former Cardinals receiver Michael Floyd got 24 days in jail, 96 days of house arrest for the same offense Steve Keim just committed. He got 2 days and 7 days of house arrest. I don't know what's a good example in that, Bone.
It's interesting. I think we when you go by this case, I think that more than anything else, obviously, it's has to do with power and color and just system that's broken, and the fact that Arizona, it's happened in Arizona, and I think we all know what happens in Arizona so many times with the inequalities and injustice of that state, because, like you said, same infraction by player and GM, and the GM gets only 2 days and then 7 days of house. That doesn't add up, and it's amazing because this same instance came up with Denver Broncos, I believe, in 2013 or 2014. One of their executives, Matt Russell, was caught with a DUI, and he did 7 months in jail, and then got suspended by the Broncos. And it happened in Colorado. So I think we both know that Colorado and Arizona have different viewpoints on a lot of things in life. So it's definitely not fair. It's definitely an injustice. It's not going to change, because Arizona has been forever Arizona. And it's disgusting and disheartening because we should be dealing more equal footing, and it's not going to happen anytime soon until we get more people who are white in power to have our backs and fight for us, fight alongside of us.
Yes, indeed. Well, folks, there's this week's Boss and Bone segment on the Bossman Show. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll do it again next week, folks. We are out.